Welcome to the Mindset for Success show, where we will talk about success in different ways and give you practical tips to achieve and cultivate success in every area of your life. Come, join us and learn from our guests what success is all about. For more information, follow us at... Hello, welcome to the Mindset for Success show. I'm your host, Carolina Ayala, and today I want to start with a common question that I get. People ask me, what is the first step for success? And I answer, well, it's like a farm. It depends on the quality of the seed. And most of the time they say, what do you mean about that, right? So life, if you visualize it as something like a farm, is you plant certain seeds and then you harvest the fruit, right? You cannot plant tomatoes and expect to get apples, correct? So we understand that in the physical world. But when we come to our mindset, we forget that what we plant is what we get. So one way for you to start success is to do that inner reflection, self-awareness about how you talk to yourself. Because those are the seeds, those thought forms that you tell to yourself over and over and over are the seeds that will bring the fruits of or success or not in your life. But to talk more about this, we have today an amazing guest, our guest, Midia Joy. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you. She's a transformational and healing arts coach and more. So tell us about you.
Thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for everyone who's watching. My name is Midia Joy. I am a transformational coach, a healing arts coach, and I have a very strong passion to change our current prison system. So I would say that I'm also a prison reform activist because I have worked with children who have one or two parents in prison for the last 5 years. And I am excited to be here today to talk about mindset because Carolina has been a very, very big part in my own self-discovery journey and literally discovering new mindsets. So that started years ago, and now I get to sit here with you and talk about what I'm super passionate about.
Excellent. So tell us about your journey, your background. How did you get here?
Okay. I guess in the shortest way, I'll say that it started around 7.5 years ago. My partner asked me a question, are you happy? And I think that question shook me up and planted a seed. Mm-hmm. Because when he first asked me that question, and I think all of us, right, when somebody asks you, are you happy? Your initial answer might be like, yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yes.
Of course I'm happy.
And for me, it was the same. I'm just, of course, look at me. I'm living in a high rise. I have a corporate job. I got the red bottoms. I go to restaurants and, all the things that our society has deemed as successful, right? Mm-hmm. And he said, okay, well, what happens if I take one of these things away? Will you still be as happy? Will you still be happy? And I remember like, no. I need all of these things. All of these things I need to be happy. And I think that question just, it was a seed that started growing. And I started going on this journey of self-discovery where, kind of became curious and also a little bit obsessed almost with my own mindset of understanding what beliefs I was holding, values. Let's talk like values. That was not even something in my vocabulary 7 years ago. I just want to say that because it's been such a big transformation. And I remember I just became so curious about wait, you mean to tell me that I can think something differently for myself than I have allowed? You mean I can talk to myself nicely? You mean I can set intentions that will actually benefit me? Because at that time, without realizing it, I was very much on a constant loop of not good enough. I'm not good enough. I am not worthy. I'm not good enough. Nope. Once I get here, I will be good enough. Or once I get here, then I'll be good enough. So that question really took me on this beautiful self-discovery journey. And here I am today, everything that was helping me on this journey to learn more about myself and show up as my highest self, I started certifying myself in because I was just like, this is too good to keep to myself. I need to learn how to teach this to others or to create a space where others can find this because I felt that the tools were so powerful. And, I was 35 when I discovered them first. And I felt that everybody in the world needs to have access to them
as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Yeah. What would have happened if I would have grown up with these tools as a child, right? Like, if we provide these tools to our children, like, what kind of planet can we create?
Amazing.
So it became, when I said obsession, it truly became almost an obsession to find out what limiting beliefs, what beliefs were holding me back, and what new beliefs I wanted to create where, like I was living a life of my dreams, and what beliefs would help me to have this life. And it all came back to going inwards. So I know I say this only because when I first started, I wanted it to come from outside, because I think that's how most of us have grown up.
Yes.
That when we have a problem, and kind of the way our society has been structured is that we look outside for solutions.
Yes.
Right?
And now we know,
yes,
with experience, that it has to come from within. Yes.
It has to come from within. And, I commend everyone who's listening to this right now, who's watching this, because I know this journey of transforming yourself, of changing your mindset is not an easy one.
No.
And it's an everyday commitment,
Yes.
every minute, every moment, to live in that space of committing yourself to something you might not have seen yet, but it's here for you.
Yeah, and you have the possibility to create it, right? You are the creator of your life, but everything starts with that understanding of what are your beliefs, your values, which one are good that you want to keep, and which one they need to go from your life and create something new.
Yeah.
So in reality, do you think that is a learnable skill? Can you learn to do that?
I think it's very much a learnable skill. If I can learn it, anybody can.
I say the same. If I can do it, for sure you can.
Oh, because I was, and I still go there, like I believe in life you have these two modes. You either believe life is happening for you, right? Or it's to you. And I think I spent so many years of my life being in this victim mode. I have a couch and VIP section in this victim mode. And I spent so many years being there. It was so comfortable that when I started actually, being curious and asking the questions like, well, why do I want to go there every time we have an argument or something comes up? Why is it so comfortable for me to just adopt this position of being a victim? Why can't I look at it from a different perspective, right? What perspective would serve me in that situation? So kudos to you if you're on this journey, because it is not for the weak ones, but it's a beautiful one.
It's a beautiful one. And once you understand, at least you have the tools to go back on track and say, okay, I know I normally go to my previous programs, behaviors, but I know better now. So you try. Every day is like trial and error, right? You go back and forward. It's not like, oh, I got it, that's it. No, it's every day is a challenge.
And you know what, when you just said that, I think the most important thing in that was, for me, how do you talk to yourself when you go back? So when I do go back to victim mode, and I am now becoming aware of it, right? Like versus before, I would just go there and I would stay in that space. And
because that used to be your normal.
Yes.
For you, it's like, okay, this is it. This is the way I'm supposed to handle this situation.
And now I can notice sometimes I do want to go back there, because it is, at this point, it becomes such a strong habit that I'm breaking, right? So when I notice myself wanting to go there or something, it is, how do I bring myself back? What questions am I asking? How am I talking to myself? And self-compassion is actually a concept I learned through that, because I was very hard on myself in the beginning.
And normally we are our worst enemy, because we criticize ourselves in a way that you will never say that to somebody else. And that's one of the first lessons, that we need to be show compassion and mercy towards ourselves, and be loving and kind. But it's a big lesson, right?
It is, and like I said, it's an ongoing lesson, right? It's an everyday. How do you show up for yourself every day? And I can just notice. That's why I said anybody can change their mindset, because you guys, I spent almost half of my life living in the constant loop of, I'm not good enough. I need to fix this. I had a addiction with. I'll be real. I had an addiction with Botox, fillers, cosmetic surgeries, where I hadn't seen my face without it for over 10 years. And I was very young still, when this developed. And I remember thinking, like, once I was trying to break this addiction, I needed to have a different mindset and speak to myself. But one of the reasons why this addiction got developed, as I understand for myself now, is that I was constantly trying to fix this. I constantly thought that there was something wrong with me.
Exactly.
And not good enough. I'll be better once I get this filler. I'll be better once I get this. And it was just a never-ending loop. And I'm so grateful that, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for, like, people, my partner, my guides, my angels, my teachers who have come here and held that space, right? Because when we go through these deep transformations,
you need support.
You need support.
Yes, you need support.
So thank you,
Thank
because
you.
you've been a big part of my journey and going through different transformations and just coming always back to wholeness, back to love, you know, like back to stillness. So thank you.
Back to yourself.
Yes.
Within. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Midia, tell me, do you think that creativity is important to be successful?
I think it is our essence.
Hmm.
I think creativity is part of who we are. You know, I think it's something, each and one of us, I believe, is creative in our nature. And I think sometimes creativity has been hijacked by people like myself too. I'm an artist. So sometimes when we think of creative people, we just think of artists or dancers. But the truth is, the deeper I go into the work of transformation, what I realize is that being creative is our essence.
Yes. Yes, and nowadays that creativity gets on the back burner many times because we get into the do mode.
Yeah.
You have to do, you have to do, you have to do, and you don't give yourself time to daydream, to explore, to see where your creativity will take you, right?
You're absolutely right. And daydreaming, thank you for saying that, because I think that is such a big part of what I do nowadays. And I, you know, like when we were little, I think daydreaming kind of got a bad reputation because the teachers would say like, "Don't, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You know, come back here. You need to be in class."
Yeah.
But the truth is that the more we can allow ourselves to have that space, right, to daydream, I think the more we can believe in what is in our hearts.
Yeah, and by daydreaming we create. We create that future that we really want. So that's amazing. So, are you up to a challenge?
I am.
Good. I love it. That's that's part of success, to be ready for everything. So, I have a creativity challenge for us. So we are gonna need paper for you and for me, and we have our tools. So we have two colors, and the reason is this: we are going to choose what is the form. So, for example, imagine we get a circle. So with one color, you do this initial circle, and then you have to transform it into something else. For example, I can do a sun, I can do a flower, I can do a donut, anything, right?
Okay.
The goal is to do as many as possible we are gonna have like 2 minutes to play.
2 minutes.
Okay, so this is about creativity, healthy competition, and enjoy.
And there's no right or wrong here.
No right or wrong, like
no.
in life. In life, even though when we think that is a mistake and it's wrong, it's a lesson.
You're absolutely right.
So we have to be grateful for that, right?
I think some of the biggest lessons that I've had have been through what I thought was a mistake.
Exactly. I call them guided mistakes.
Yes.
Because you think that is a mistake, and when you realize, you say, "Oh, thank you," because I was protected and guided. Right? To do that.
So true.
Yeah. So are you ready?
I am ready.
So
Okay. Oh, I'll
roll
go
the
first.
dice. Yeah, roll the dice. One, and with that we do it
Without,
together.
okay.
Oh,
Of
we have a
course.
heart. Okay. So,
All right.
are we ready for timing? Okay, ready? Okay, go. It's amazing how you get so into that and concentrated, right? You see, life happens. My pencil broke.
That's okay. All right.
So let's see what happened. As you see, I'm an overachiever. I did so many hearts because I was like, okay, I'm gonna do many, but at the same time,
I
you
love
know.
that.
So-
Okay, I'll go with I did the same. I was just trying to, I was just doing different hearts and I'm like, okay, where can I go with this?
That's good, and I love it.
I created a hedgehog.
Oh, you see, that's a really good way.
But then I figured, I was like, I can't use this, so I have to do fish instead.
You see? Yeah, I did a kite, a bow,
I love it.
a flower, the lips.
Lips. That's so true.
Yeah.
So you can see, I feel like we can use the shapes in such a different way, right?
Yeah, right. It's amazing how we see different, what I like about this exercise is that you can see how we have different views of life and perceptions of things. And it shows in such a simple way. And those are,
This was so much fun.
yeah. And I believe that the way that you do something in life is how you do everything in your life. So I love that you are up to playing and trying, and you were so quick, That's really nice, really nice.
I was like, okay, there's no competition, but still there's
exactly.
a time.
So that's one of the mindsets that we have inside when we talk about success. We're always comparing ourselves with the neighbor.
Right.
So in reality, that's what I say, healthy competition, because it's supposed to be inspiring instead of putting you down like, oh my goodness, how many she's doing, I don't know, So
You're right.
I love it. Thank you very much for participating.
Thank you.
So now we're gonna go to some commercials. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching the Mindset for Success show. Join us every Thursday at 11 a.m. to learn how to master your mind and achieve success in every area of your life. Todo Bello Balloons is a business that was born out of a passion for creating unique and beautiful balloon designs, including balloon bouquets, balloon arches, balloon columns, and more. We specialize in creating unique and beautiful balloon designs that bring your dreams into reality. We believe that balloons have the power to bring people together and create lasting memories, and we are honored to be part of that experience. Contact us and we will bring happiness to your celebrations with our balloons. You've been watching the Mindset for Success show. Now, back to your host, Carolina Ayala. Welcome back to the Mindset for Success show. Here we are with our guest, Midia Joy. Thank you for being here again. Now, Midia, what is success for you?
Success for me is showing up as my highest self, no matter what I do, whether it's going to the store, right? Whether it's just going downstairs and talking to a neighbor or going to work, but it is showing up as the person who's worthy to receive, as the person who's connected to this divine universal love consciousness that remembers. I think because a lot of the times I forget. And that's why for me success is literally the moments when I remember and when I really feel it.
You make a big change, right? I always said that, the most amazing thing that you can bring into a room is your attitude. And that's something that we can control, or we try to, to put the intention. And when you say be your higher self, that's what it means. To be you and bring that happiness wherever you go. So amazing. Yes, good. And to achieve that, what kind of habits do you create for yourself?
So I will be honest with you. I've tried different, different kinds of habits. And I think for me personally, the simplest ones are the ones that I incorporate into my everyday lifestyle. And they're also the ones that whenever I fall off and I come back to the work, because it is a spiritual muscle, like with any other muscle, right? We go to the gym to get the physical muscle, but it is a spiritual muscle too. It needs time to develop and commitment and exercise. So anytime I feel like I have fallen off and I come back, it's always to the simpler tools, where it would be maybe just putting my hand on my heart, just as simple as that, and just listening to my own heartbeat for a couple of seconds and just giving gratitude and grace for this heart, beautiful heart beating for me without me having to do anything, or just breath, like being aware of our breath, right? So those are the really simple tools. And you don't need to have anything around you. It's just literally working
connecting with yourself,
and,
and to be grateful about everything that we have that sometimes we take for granted, right?
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, showing gratitude for the small things, for really, just like, this coffee today, just, just sending love to it and feeling, I guess, the love from whoever made the coffee, but just being really present and aware of, it is a privilege for me to be here today. Like, I don't take that for granted. I think our time on this beautiful planet in these bodies it's like a blip. And if we can, during that time, meet amazing people and enjoy this life and actually contribute to a bigger purpose and impact the world in a positive way, I feel like that's a win.
Yeah, totally.
So, but it's always the simple tools, always the simple tools. It's always hand on my heart, allow myself to breathe. And a lot of the times I also do journaling. So that's something every morning I will just start. And I know, I wasn't always an avid journaler, but if you just start, you don't know where it will go. And I just started, a lot of the times I will just say, thank you, God, for this breath, or thank you for this moment. And it just, another thing,
it flows. It flows. And it's really, it helps you to release, it helps you to appreciate, it helps you to be present, which is so important. Yes.
Always helps me come back to my heart. And that's one thing I noticed, that the more I can keep my heart open throughout the day, the more magic there is. So I want to, now that I have learned that, I try to keep my heart as open as possible to experience this magic, because it is so much fun. And I can sit here and say, but it's a life full of joy and meaning when you can have those moments and appreciate every little thing. And I am by no means that I'm saying right now that every day this is how I show up, but this is how I want to show up, and this is how I intend to show up. So I do a lot of work for that.
Yeah, and everything starts with an intention. As long as you have the intention, you will get closer to that, right? So you already are putting yourself into that state, and then, well, the day will pass by. Some days we have ups and downs, but you are there. At least you know where you're going.
Yes, that self-awareness.
Yeah, self-awareness is one of the keys to success, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And I think that became my passion in the last couple of years, because people like yourself and my partner who have created those spaces where I can become more self-aware of myself, and I've seen the kind of impact it had on me. That's why I feel so passionate about creating it for others.
Yes.
Because I just know how valuable it is when you have a safe space and you feel safe and brave enough to go inwards and just discover this vastness of creativity, of love.
And that's the reason why, one of the reasons why you created My Joy Academy, correct? Yes. So tell us more about that.
So yes, My Joy Academy is actually a space where we focus on creating healing spaces all over the world, and both for children and adults. We specialize in creativity coaching, healing arts, and neuroscience, because I love me some science. I believe spirituality and science are, like this.
Together, yes. And when you understand it like that, you find the meaning, and it's so amazing, easy for you to really move forward and do the things that you need to do. Because sometimes it's like, no. But when you understand the connection, you say, oh no, this is a must. Is it so important for me that I better keep myself going? Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's for you as well. Like, I've learned the language of energy, right? And I think that's something that has transformed my life, learning about how powerful are our intentions, how powerful are our words, our thoughts. And, most of the time, I think we grow up not remembering how powerful they are.
Yes.
And what this journey has done is, that's why I created My Joy Academy, is I want to create, I have created. I'm
very good, very good.
I have
Excellent.
Created, and I'm keeping creating that, a space where anyone who's ready to look inside can do that. Because I feel like, we could talk about safe spaces at home, at work, in kindergarten, anywhere. It's just literally a space where you feel safe to close your eyes and go inwards.
Yes, that's true. So let's go to commercials, and we will keep talking to Midia.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Todo Bello Balloons is a business that was born out of a passion for creating unique and beautiful balloon designs, including balloon bouquets, balloon arches, balloon columns, and more. We specialize in creating unique and beautiful balloon designs that bring your dreams into reality. We believe that balloons have the power to bring people together and create lasting memories, and we are honored to be part of that experience. Contact us and we will bring happiness to your celebrations with our balloons. Thanks for watching the Mindset for Success show. Join us every Thursday at 11 a.m. to learn how to master your mind and achieve success in every area of your life. You've been watching the Mindset for Success show. Now, back to your host, Carolina Ayala. Thank you very much for watching. We are here with Midia Joy, having an amazing conversation about success. And I want to ask you, what is that book that you say, it changed my life, it's helping me over and over to achieve success?
My favorite book of all times is Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. And Louise Hay, I wish I would have met her when she was here, but she wrote this incredible book, and this is, I think, like early in the 80s, 90s when she was working with this. It's basically about how we can change and heal ourselves by talking to ourselves in a different way. And I remember one of the things for me is just the point of power is always in the present moment, and I can recite that from anywhere. And I remember when I first read that book, I was just like, no, like, I can really be responsible for this? Because
once you understand, you say, oh, I'm responsible. Now what I'm supposed to do, because you cannot blame anybody. You say, okay, it's in me.
It's in me.
It's in me to make the change.
And like I said, they had a couch for me in the victim mode zone. So this book opened up my mind to understand that, wow, I can think differently for myself. I can think differently about myself.
Yes.
I can actually, instead of hurting, I can actually start talking to this part of my body that is hurting and finding out how I can heal it. Like, we can heal ourselves by our thoughts, by our words, by our emotions. And when we align our emotions with our thoughts,
magic happens. I love that book because it's a guide. It tells you, if this is what you're feeling, this is the affirmation, this is what you do. It's so simple. So simple. I love it. I love it.
The affirmations are a big one. That's how I started.
Yes, very good. Thank you very much for sharing with us. Thank you for being here on the show, and wish you all the success in life.
Thank you. I'm wishing you all the best. This show is amazing. Keep watching it because it's going to get better.
Thank you.
Better.
Thanks for watching the Mindset for Success show. Join us every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to learn how to master your mind and achieve success in every area of your life. Thanks for watching the Mindset for Success show. Join us every Thursday at 11:30 a.m.